This teacher is a monster. So this kid, Ethan, was in first grade when he learned his teacher had the worst punishment ever. In this class, the teacher had something called the isolation box. It was a tiny old school desk shoved in the corner of the room, in between a bookshelf and a filing cabinet. And if you got sent there, you had to squeeze into the desk, and the teacher would block you in by pulling the filing cabinet to be flush with the bookcase. So essentially, you'd be stuck in this box. Now, Ethan thought this was like weird and pretty messed up, but he never really questioned it until one day it happened to him. He was talking during quiet time when the teacher snapped, "Ethan, I'm so sorry. Go to the box now." Once Ethan sits down, she drags the filing cabinet to lock him in. Now, Ethan figured he'd be in there for 5 minutes, tops. But the lesson continued. 5 minutes passed, then 10 minutes, then 20 minutes. Ethan tried to move his legs, he was cramping, but there was no space. He tried to move in his chair, but he couldn't. He was wedged in there pretty good. That's when he realized he was actually stuck. "I'm actually stuck." He tried talking. "I think I can't get out." But no response. It's as if the entire class was ignoring him. Finally, the bell rang. He thought he was free. But no, apparently the entire class left, and so did the teacher. Help me, somebody!" 10 more minutes pass. The teacher walks in the room and hears him yelling. Oh my God. Well, that's what happens when you don't follow the rules. Now go on. Ethan left the classroom, traumatized. Fast forward 15 years, Ethan is still living in the same town, but he has an incredible job and he's making fantastic money. One morning, he was heading to the office when he wanted to get some coffee. So he pulled up to the local coffee shop. "Yeah, I'm gonna get a large caramel cappuccino, please. Mrs. Johnson." "Ethan, hi." "Oh yeah, one cappuccino." He just smiles. And as she hands him his coffee, "Here you go." He grabs it and then grabs her hand. "Am I following the rules now, Mrs. Johnson? Am I following the rules now?" Good coffee. He tips her a $20 bill and he leaves. "Have a nice life." "Oh, you raised the price of lunch?" "I don't make the rules. Sorry." Lunch used to be $3 at this school. Well, one day kids got in line and it was $4. No heads up, just a new sign at the register and the cashier saying, "Yep, it's $4 now." But one kid, he got fed up. He looked around and he was like, "Bro, we're getting less food and we're paying more. I'm out of here." The next day he shows up with his own lunch. Turkey sandwich, chips, and a water bottle. 3 friends join him. They thought his lunch looked good, and so they started spreading the word. By the end of the week, whole sections of this cafeteria are packed with students eating lunches that they made and brought from home. Day by day, the lunch line was diminishing, until there was basically no one in line for lunch every day. Just students that were actually bringing their own lunches. Ziploc bags, thermoses, snack trades that felt illegal. "I'll give you 2 fruit roll-ups for 1 Gatorade. Throw in the Twinkie and we got a deal." It was actually amazing. They managed to get almost every student to start bringing their own lunch in because they were all so mad that the school raised the price of lunch. They started to see who could pack the best sandwich. There were full-on gourmet lunch battles. Roasted turkey, lettuce, tomato. Somebody brought pesto on their sandwich. One student became the official sandwich judge, walking around the tables with a little notebook. "Bread's a little soggy right there, 7.3. Is that toasted on ciabatta? 8.6. These look fantastic, people." They called this moment of time the shift. Cafeteria staff noticed. The admins at the school definitely noticed, and they were kind of panicking. A few days later, there was a new sign at the lunchroom. Lunch, $3. So they went back to the original price. And the boycott, it mostly ended. Kids went back to buying lunch, but the line was never as long as it used to be, because some kids really enjoyed packing and bringing their own lunch. This middle school science teacher was a very, very sweet woman, and she loved her students. She always made sure the students had the materials they needed for the class. Well, one year she gave every single one of her students a pencil case filled with tons of pencils, pencil sharpeners, markers, and erasers. It was a really nice thing to do. Here's your pencil case. Here's your pencil case. Here's your pencil case. All right, that's everyone. Well, on the day she passed those out, a couple of boys in her class began to play with these pencil cases. Whoop, catch. Hey, hey, Johnny. Be careful, boys, be careful, please. But then something came over these boys and they began throwing these pencil cases at the wall as hard as they could. Every single pencil and every case they threw at the wall was broken in half. I worked really hard on getting these together for you guys. Why would you throw them at the wall? Just read to yourselves for the rest of class. And at the end of the year, she retired. Is that Miss Carter's voice? Oh my god, her mic is still on. One time, this teacher left the room to take a quick phone call, but she forgot that her microphone was on, and the entire class heard everything. So this teacher had one of those little mics that would clip to your shirt and connect to some speakers in the classroom because her voice was naturally very quiet. She gets a phone call, so she steps out into the hallway. She shuts the door behind her, and then suddenly, no, because I'm not doing this again, Brian. It blasts through the classroom like an announcement. Everyone just goes dead silent. You said you were going to handle the wedding invites, and now I'm the bad guy? She was pacing the hallway, full on arguing with this Brian guy, but the room could hear every single word through the speakers. I don't care if your mom doesn't like it, she's not the one getting married, Brian. Someone in the back whispered, Brian is so done for, man. The teacher then walks back in, and the class is just sitting there silently staring at the speakers. Did you guys hear all that? Yeah. Oh, okay. She turned bright red, turned off her mic, and went back to teaching like nothing happened. And here's the part that I'm sure some of you are wondering. The engagement was called off a couple months later. No snack, no participation points. But it's my birthday. This one teacher at this one school made a new rule. If your birthday falls on a school day, you have to bring a snack for the entire class. No exceptions. It didn't matter if your family couldn't afford it. It didn't matter if you forgot. If you didn't bring snacks, you would get your participation points docked for the whole week. And the teacher would call you out in front of everybody. So this one kid, Tyler, it's his birthday and it's a Tuesday. He doesn't bring anything. And the teacher just lights him up. Oh, no snacks for your friends, huh, Tyler? How selfish are you? The whole class is just staring at him. And Tyler is just sitting there. I didn't even ask to be born. 2 days later is this girl Chloe's birthday. She felt bad for Tyler. And she came in that day and she followed the rules. Technically. She walks in with a sandwich bag full of Tic Tacs. 1 Tic Tac for each kid, individually handed out. For my beloved classmates, I brought you all a snack. Enjoy the feast. Class is dying. People are clapping. Teacher's trying to hold it together, but you can see the vein popping in her face. Okay, I see. You're making fun of me. You think this is a joke. It's okay. The whole class just starts mocking this teacher and the rule and praising Chloe for this hilarious kind of stunt she pulled. The teacher just snaps. Fine. You know what? Birthday snacks are canceled. Forgive me for trying to make everyone's birthday a fun time. I honestly can't believe you guys. Get over it. What a wild thing for a teacher to do. It's their birthday, yet they're getting in trouble if they don't bring snacks in. Get out of my face. It was the first week of summer break, and this dad had one rule. No wasting the day inside, kids. So every morning at 9 a.m. sharp, he would push his kids out the door, and he would lock it. Go outside, don't come back till noon. And most days it was fine. Bikes, basketball, just summer activities. Then one morning, black clouds rolled in, and they roll in quick. Thunder, lightning, sheets of rain, wind going crazy. It was dangerous. Kids run to the porch. They're dripping wet. They're scared. Dad, let us in. Let us in. And from the other side of the door, nope. It builds character. So they sat underneath the awning of their tiny porch, shivering, hoping to not get struck by lightning. An hour passed, then 2 hours, and finally the rain subsides. When the mom got home later that day, she saw the pile of wet clothes sitting in the laundry room. What happened here? And all the dad said, oh, nothing. They'll thank me one day. But they never did. And they tell that story every single summer. Honestly, that's kind of messed up. This school prank lasted for 2 years. It all began at this high school when a single rubber duck appeared in the school's water fountain. And nobody thought much of it. It was just a random duck. Who cares? Until the next day, 2 ducks, then 4, then 10. By the end of that week, there was rubber ducks appearing in every sink, every toilet, and even in students' lockers. Teachers were losing their minds. The principal, she was done. She kept saying on the intercom, whoever's responsible for the ducks, speak up now, please. Silence. Nobody confessed. So they gave up. They figured it would eventually sizzle out. But here's the thing, it never stopped. For 2 years, rubber ducks would randomly appear in the craziest of places. Ceiling tiles, inside the vending machines, somehow. One duck even appeared in the vice principal's car. It became a legend till this senior year. It was graduation. The principal was giving her speech when suddenly a banner dropped down. What was on the banner? A single rubber duck. This kid walked to the front of the stage and said, "It was me. It was always me. Yo, what is that? Oh, that just happens sometimes. Don't worry about it. Okay. This kid's standing in the lunch line, bored, hungry. Then he sees it. Something's moving by the nachos. It's tiny, it's hard to see, but something is definitely moving by the nachos. He squints and looks a little closer. Tiny legs, tiny wings, bugs everywhere. But it's just right at the cracks. Like he noticed it, but other people might not have. He pulls out his phone and zooms in. Oh, it's worse than he thought. The next station, the pizza station, same thing. He's zooming in the cracks, and there's just bugs crawling around everywhere. He shows the lunch lady. Ma'am, we got a situation here. Oh, that's just the way it is sometimes. Excuse me? He's like, I bet. And he goes to the principal's office. Shows the principal. He looks at the pictures, and the principal's acting kind of suspicious now as well. Well, thanks for letting me know. You can delete those pictures now. We're going to take care of this. Kid's like, you sure, man? Yeah, it's handled. Appreciate it. Go back to class. Delete them. We're good. Kid nods and he walks out, but he did not delete those pictures at all. That night, he posts the pictures online and he tags the school and the health department. By 7 a.m. the next morning, parents are blowing up the school's phones, emails flying, screenshots posted everywhere. It's a mess. At lunch, the cafeteria is like chained off. The health inspector's there. Full-blown investigation. Shortly after that, the principal gets on the loudspeaker. Effective immediately, lunch service is suspended until further notice. And once the health inspector got an even closer look, school had to be shut down for 4 days. Kid's a legend. And to this day, they still call that the Great Cafeteria Shutdown.